Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas, season's greetings, and all those things. Today, I picked the most Christmassy deck I could think of. And what does Santa need help from? Elves. So, didn't really have the time to do a video throughout the week because of Christmas. So this is Boxing Day when I'm recording this video, and wanted to try to keep my output going. So, tried to think of a Christmas deck. Elves seemed a good choice. Haven't done elves before, so we're gonna see how it goes. So I've been playing Turbo Fog a bit, and Turbo Fog's good against. So elves is like the anti-Turbo Fog, right? So Turbo Fog's good against like red, uh, gardens, and just sort of mid-rangey things with sweepers. Which elves is terrible against. But like I went 2-4 in the challenge with Fog because I played against 6 blue decks. Oh no, I wait, I lied. 5 blue decks and a red deck. I beat the red deck. I beat Affinity. And then I lost to double Terror and double Glitters. But this, like, Elves is great against Terror, especially mono blue. So if you see a lot of mono blue Terror, I think Elves is the way to go. It's also pretty good against most mid-range decks because it's quick and just floods the board real quick. You just gotta hope you don't play against like Breath Weapon, Crypt Rats, any sort of sweeper really. So there's a lot of different ways you can build elves. So like you got your Mana Dork package. I don't really need to go through all of these. Like Jaspari is now 4 of, which it never used to be, just because you've got all these different coloured sideboard cards. It helps cast those. So it's like your standard. Let's shuffle things around. So I'm gonna shuffle these things. Something along those lines. Okay, so I feel like these are all pretty. So lands somewhere between 15 and 12 seems to be the ongoing land package that people seem to be running. And then your staples are roughly 4 mana dorks, so some combination of Findhorn, Nana Werewolves, and Elvish Mystic. You try and split them up for Echoing Decay. Yeah, that's the only reason. And then your 4 of Birchlaw Rangers helps you cast your colors, works well with Huntmaster and Nettle Sentinel. Sparrow Sentinel helps helps produce colored mana, and also good against fairies. Best thing you can do against fairies is this card. 4 Quirion Ranger helps you go nuts with either Timberwatch Elf or Priest of Titania. Speaking of which, Priest of Titania helps you just go ridiculous with all your card draw engines. Timberwatch Elf helps you win the game. Same with Elvish Vanguard. So you go tall this way, or you go tall this way. Or you go wide by drawing a lot of cards. So all of these cards are what I would call staples in the elves, and 2 Huntmaster. Just helps you do that. Go wide if you can't go tall. Then we got your card draw engine, which is 4 Winding Way, 4 Lead the Stampede. Sometimes they cut a Lead the Stampede for 2 Distant Melody. I like having Distant Melody. It does draw you a lot of cards, and it draws you into more card draw spells, which the other 2 can't do. So that's why I like having 2. But this is what I call like the flex package. So you can change these for whatever. Nettle Sentinel I like just because it helps sort of put the pressure on early. It does combo-y things with Birchlaw Rangers. So if you got like 2 Nettle Sentinel, you can tap them both and then produce a green player elf of some description, and they're both on tap, so it sort of makes it free. So you can sort of storm off with these cards. 2 Generous Ent. It's a land you can get off Lead the Stampede and Wind Them Way. Also gains your life. I like Generous Ent. So like elves, you're trying to like hit elves early and But sometimes just stuck on one land. It's just nice when I'm playing walls. Sometimes it's nice just to get up to like 3, so then you can actually cast a Timber Watch Elf or something if they keep killing all your creatures. Distant Melody, well, I've already talked about. 2 Well-Wisher. So I feel like the aggressive decks don't run that much removal. This is mainly for glitters, actually. I was trying to think of how to beat glitters, and Well-Wisher was the best thing I could come up with that's fine main deck and good against sort of the white mid-range decks. So that's the main deck I started with. You can like change any of these to like more mana dorks, some dispels, some vines of vastwood, it's like some protection sort of spells. Ivy Lane Denizen. I've been looking at a lot of lists, and there's so many different ways you can go. This is the way I decided to go. Sideboard, we've got things to beat fogs, things to beat Clark Clan Shaman and end the festivities because you die to them otherwise. Things to beat Breath Weapon, and just interaction spells in general. Scattershot Archer, fairies, and Caw Gates, I guess. Battle Screech. So mainly fairies and Battle Screech are what you're trying to shoot down. People's Sabotage. So Affinity, any artifact or hexproof deck, same thing. And Well-Wisher for that. What do you call it? So like the big beaty ones. So I think like hexproof, glitters, stuff like that. I think Well-Wisher is good against. Things with no interaction that you should be able to just like keep gaining enough life to stop their attackers. So that's the deck. Merry Christmas. We will see how we go. Welcome to round 1, where you may realize I am looking at a video, because I forgot to record round 1. I did a lot of talking and realized I hadn't pushed the button. So this is a post-recording. All the others are recorded normally. Just this one's going to be a replay version. So this is round 1 versus CuSO4, which I believe is Copper Sulfate. I keep a reasonable turn 1. Like, there's no 1-drop, but, like, at least I can... Well, I draw into a 1-drop, so that's nice. So, 1-drop, so next turn will probably be Priest into Cycle Ent, maybe, depending on what goes on. So they're doing their normal Caw Gate things. They enter only 3 cards, which is pretty nice. So we'll see what they do here. They're probably going to get rid of my Priest. If they don't, they're going to be in for a bad time. No, okay. I still Forest Cycle, because I just want to be able to play as many things as I can. I think I want to, like, Hunt Master plus Well-Wisher, just try and go wide. Oh, Priest, I don't. So, just pass. So, they've got a Strands in the graveyard. They've only got 2 cards in hand. So, it's looking like they can't really... They miss a land drop there. So, that's good for us. So, just play out a hand. I make a mistake here where I should go for the Winding Way first. They're obviously holding up Counterspell. I instead go for Lead the Stampede, which they counter. So, and then I go for Winding Way afterwards. I still hit pretty well. So, I hit an Elvish Vanguard and a Timber Watch Elf, and I don't think they can actually deal with the Timber Watch at that point. So, they pretty much scoop. They pretty much concede as soon as they see the cards I reveal off Winding Way. So, they've only got 2 cards left. Like, I'm going to play this, play the Timber Watch Elf. They'll just die, pretty much. Well, they'll survive 1 turn with the Prismatic Strands, but I can't see them coming back from that one. And neither can they, so they scoop it up. And then we go into round 2. I sideboard in... Because of the Prismatic Strands, they're a little annoying. So I side in the Valakut Invoker and the Viridian Longbow to try and get around the fogs. Unsure if this is correct. I think I take out the 2 Nettles. I take out 2 Nettle Sentinels because I want to keep as much card draw as I can in, and the Well-Wishers seem pretty good against the Caw Gate. Like, you can't outrace the gates. So too many lands into Mana Dorks plus card advantage. So this is fine. We keep this. Draw another land, which isn't good. So I'm scared of Suffocating Fumes, because I feel like that's what they usually have in their sideboard to deal with like decks like this. So I shouldn't try and overextend too much. But I've just drawn 2 lands in a row, so I've got to actually, like, I've got to hit something. So the Journey here, which is a little interesting, I guess, like, it doesn't even cut me off colored mana because I've got the Butcher Ranges. I rip like a champion, draw another Lead the Stampede, except I only get 2 1-drops out of it, which isn't good. Play the both. So next turn, it's just going to be trying to resolve the Lead the Stampede. And here I get blown out by a Smash to Dust. So card I was not expecting, which isn't great, but whatever. We can try and rebuild, because now we've got... So we rip a decent card again in Winding Way, and we hit 3 cards off the Lead the Stampede. So now we just got to try to resolve some of... So we'll try and resolve the 2 creatures, and if they die, then we've still got another Winding Way for backup. So they've drawn 3 cards with their Squadron Hawk. They discard the Strands. So now it's... So I make a... So I'm going to pause here. So I make a play mistake here. So, like, my goal was to play the 2 creatures, right? And I can't get rid of that. So play the 2 creatures because I need to start putting pressure on the board, right? So the idea was to Hunt Master. So I can play both because I can tap the one I don't with the Sentinel to make a mana. So I play the Hunt Master into Vanguard because it's like you usually want the Elves to come out with the Hunt Master to make the Vanguard bigger for each subsequent elf. Except you don't get any when you cast the Vanguard because it comes into play beforehand. So what I should have done is play the Vanguard first and then the Hunt Master. So then there's at least a 2/2, so I don't get blown out by another Smash to Dust. Minor thing, but as you will soon see, actually does matter. And I realize this as I play it. Like, this isn't a post thing where it's like, oh, I should have done that. Like, I realize it as soon as I did it, and then I get blown out by Cast into Fire. So it kills a Mana Dork and my Elvish Vanguard. So that's not great. So now we just dump a couple more Elves. I dump 1, and then I don't think they're playing Spell Pierce, so I play the Winding Way, and I try to just dig for something more relevant. Which I find a Birchlaw Ranger, which helps me just cast the rest of my hand. And now I can't go tall without an Elvish Vanguard, so now we're going to try to go wide. And the problem is that the Modern Age is going to flip, so now they're going to have a 2/3, and they're going to have a Strands in the graveyard. So if I attack with a pile of things... So, I'll pause there. So, I was also thinking it's like, well, they've only got 2 cards left. They've got to run little to no card advantage, so I'm in with a decent chance. Except, they do still have more card advantage in Lorien Revealed, so now they're back up to 4 cards. And I've got nothing, so this is not good for me. So, like, I can try and... So, if I attack in, I'll lose so many things, right? So I just pass. Like, if I attack with, like, all of these... If I attack with everything, they'll, like, double block the Hunt Master, dump, like, block here, and then prevent the damage with the Strands. So... And now they Brainstorm plus Squadron Hawk, which is fine because they're out of Squadron Hawks, but it still shuffles away 2 garbage cards. So now that the 2/3's attacked... So now I think I'm like, okay, I have a decent chance. I should be able to, like, get in there. So, play the Quirion Ranger. We'll attack with what we can. Well, we'll attack with just the things that don't do anything. All of these, I believe they just take it. I should have tapped the Well-Wisher here and untapped it with the Quirion Ranger. Just because I've got nothing else going on, so I might as well keep. So now they smashed. So now they smashed at us, right? So I should have hit the Well-Wisher, Should have tapped it, so then that buys me like a couple more turns if they ever start like beating me down. So that's another play mistake on my part, but that's fine. Smash to Dust. So now that I've seen 2 Smash to Dust, I'm like, maybe I should have brought in Hydro Blast. So my big wide board is now just going to disappear after I gain a bit more life. And now they've got the Sacred Cat, so they can gain their life back. They can't attack it because they're just Sparrow Sentinel. So I'm lucky in which I hit a Timberwatch Elf off the top, which is like one of the better things I could have drawn. So that lets me start attacking in somewhat. So I can't attack in currently because of that Strands in the graveyard. So now this is what I find here is a bit strange. So they don't, well, they hit the Journey. So they found that off the Brainstorm. So that gets rid of the Timberwatch Elf. So they start beating me down with a Squadron Hawk rather than the Sacred Cat to gain more life. I hit another Timberwatch Elf, which is great, except for the fact that the 1 card left in their hands is a counterspell. So, I mean, sure, I'm drawing pretty decent, but that doesn't really help when they've drawn more cards than you. So, I can't use the Jasparo to block. I'm going to do that at like the very final point, just in case I draw the second Distant Melody, because that will get me back into this game if I can get it. So they're just going to keep making treasures and keep beating me down with the Squadron Hawk in the air. So I've still got like 3 more turns. We should be alright for a little bit. We just got to hope to top deck a card advantage spell. So we hit another Timberwatch Elf. So this is the 3rd one we've hit. And it gets counted again. So, I mean, sure we're top decking like moderate champions, but it's hard to do when all they're drawing is like quality as well. At least now they got no cards in hand. So all we need is a card advantage spell, right? Card advantage spell to get there. Elf. Well, Elf isn't great, but at least it gets me, makes Vanguard a little bigger, makes another 1/1. Can't attack in because of the stupid 2/3 and the Strands. So I've got a pass turn. So I've got 2 more turns left. 3 more turns? Okay, I decide to attack just to try and do something. I do 1 damage and kill their Sacred Cat and lose 2 Elves. Not fantastic. Maybe I should have attacked with more, but then they would have just used the Strands. But maybe I had to get it out of their graveyard. I don't know. I hit a Preordain, hit a Journey, which gets rid of the Huntmaster. So now I can't go wide. Can't really go tall either, because they can just keep chumping with all these stupid little 1/1s. So, down to 14. Gotta hit something good. Hit Envelop Vanguard. So, at least I haven't hit a land like the past 5 draw spell steps. It's just that they've had an answer for any of my good ones. Alright, and then they hit a Guardian. So now I've got a block. Well, it doesn't really matter, actually, because the Guardian's just going to kill me next turn anyway. Plus all the flies. So we'll see what we draw. I draw the Invoker, just to prove that I did side it in. And it's completely useless at that point in the game. So we're on to round 3. I actually don't side in any Hydro Blast. I think I just leave. I take out the Valakut Invoker, because I saw it at the end there and it was useless. And I side in... Actually, no, I side in 1 Hydro Blast for the... No, I don't. I side in a Gleeful Sabotage. I side in a Gleeful Sabotage and take out the Valakut Invoker. Because there was so many things that were exiled with Journey to Nowheres, and I thought the Gleeful Sabotage would be pretty good. I keep it in the longbow, obviously, because you can see it there. So, we keep a decent... opening hand. It's got 1 land, but it's got a Ranger and a Mana Dork, so that's what we need. So now I can Quirion Ranger, untap, play the Priest of Titania. and the longbow as well. So now if they don't get rid of the Priest of Titania, I could just go off, really. But they get rid of it, so I guess we just gotta... So now I decide to play the Timberwatch Elf, because this will make a decent clock, rather than like hitting Well-Wisher and Winding Way. But they hit another Journey to Nowhere. So now we've got a Nettle Sentinel, which is alright with just Burrow Sentinel. So we play that first, play the Winding Way so it untaps. We hit we hit 4 cards off it. We hit 4 cards off it, which is pretty fantastic. We just play what we can. I choose just to dump it, like... I feel... So there I just, instead of like trying to play Huntmaster next turn and getting a really wide board, I'm thinking, well, I can probably just play this next turn anyway and try and get like... Just got to try to pressure them now. And if they like tap out, I can just like Distant Melody, draw a bucket load of cards next turn, and then they... From there I should be able to win. So the Strand's in the graveyard. So I hit a land. So we just Distant Melody. Oh no, I Huntmaster. So I should have just Distant Melodied there to draw a pile of cards, but instead I decided to just go the wide route. Because I got Birch Law, I'm like, well, this gives me more mana the next turn. And they missed a land drop, so like if I go wide, so yeah, so the reason I do that is because they missed the land drop. So even if they hold up for counterspell, my board is now ridiculous, right? So now they need to like hit Sacred Cat, or need to hit a land, a creature, so they can Strands, and hold up counterspell to actually like have a decent chance, right? In which they do. They hit the Sacred Cat, they hit the land, but they play a Guardian, and I'm just like, well, that's great. Now I can resolve this Distant Melody, draw like 8, 9 cards, depending on what I draw, and from there, I don't think they're going to be able to come back, even if they like smash to dust me. So play the Well-Wisher first, which will draw me 2 more cards because of the Huntmaster. And we just tap a pile of things. Attempt to draw 10 cards, and they could scoop it up. So, Caw Gates is usually like pretty straightforward. You just gotta try to like go wide really quick. Because they're so slow, they can't, and they don't have sweepers. Well, they do post board, but if you go fast enough, like they didn't have the red anyway to be able to sweep me, so. Yeah, 1-0 to start off with, and we will continue with normal recording. There'll be no more replays. This is the only one. I remembered to record the rest. So, let's see how we do in round 2. Alright, so I am round 2 versus Famahichimicha. I forgot to hit record for round 1, so we'll see what I do about that. This is pretty good. We'll keep this. Alright, blue deck's a good sign. I think I'm just going to start with Nettle Sentinel. Unless I hit a Mana Dork. Okay, well, definitely Mana Dorking then. It's more explosive, especially with Quarian Ranger. So like I get 4 mana next turn. So I can Quarian plus Timberwatch Elf. So let's Nettle Sentinel. Try and entice any sort of counterspell. Alright, Bachelor. Sure. Alright, so Korean Ranger. And then we just pass. So next turn I can like Temple Watch Elf plus Winding Way. Ah, that's good. Alright, so let's attack with these two. I'll attack first, just because I'm going to cast some green spells so the Nettle Sentinel will untap. And if they've got a counter spell, they'll probably counter... Like, I can't... Oh, I can cast both of these this turn. So... Alright, let's just see how much mana we got. So we've got 5. So I could get done by counterspell into Spell Pierce. So let's... How about we Winding Way first? So if this gets counterspelled, I can play the Timber Watch Elf. And then Timber Watch plus Quarian Ranger. So unless they've got a snap, I can't see them beating that. Yep. Okay, cool. At least I don't have to worry about Force Spike. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can start casting some cheap terrors. So then we'll have 4 elves. Yeah, okay. Cool. Alright, so Mono Blue Terror. This is relatively straightforward. I think this matchup. So I'm going to bring in a Well-Wisher. Because they just cannot deal with creatures once they're resolved. Like I could bring in Dispel. But I think this is one of the easier matchups. Alright. We've got a Generous Ent. This is a bit slow. I'll still keep it anyway. It's got a lot of gas, so they need a lot of counter spells, even though I'm not very quick. Mana Dork? Ooh, okay. I'll just pass. I'll just Forest Cycle. So they're mono blue? They're blue black. I'm fairly certain they'd be mono blue, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is... I really need some 1-drop. One drop elves here. One drop elves or lands. No, nothing. No more like card draw spells, please. Hey. Okay, so one of them's probably going to get counted. But that's fine. I need one of them to resolve so I can at least start casting 3 drops next turn. Yep. Maybe I should have tried to resolve the query. Because it's just more flexible, especially with double Timber Watch Elf. Sure. Does stop me casting 3 drops. At least it's nice to know they got 4 spike now, so I can try and play around it next turn, next game. Because it's not looking too great for me here. They're only untapped 1 land. Excellent. Okay, so try and play the Findon Helves. Counterspell. Oh, okay, Ritual. Alright, cool. This snap did delay me a turn. Right, we're still struggling a little here to put pressure on. I mean, they're not putting any pressure on me, so I guess I'm not too worried at this point in time. I'm just going to tap out for deep analysis. Memory Mystic, okay. I guess that's a little annoying. I will die to birds. A lot of worlds, okay. So I guess I just Timberwatch into Lana Worlds. I'll Lana Worlds into Timberwatch off. So then I have a 1/2 blocker to block this. And then I can start attacking in. Yep. Get a bird. Play a land? Nothing. Okay. Land. Okay, so now I can play this. Do I like draw? Do I distant melody now? Or do I just lead to Stampede? Do I Hunt Master? I can't Hunt Master into anything though. I think I lead the Stampede. I've hit a couple of mana dorks. Yeah, current range is good. So now I can query in Ranger. Can go into Priest of Titania. Which is probably good enough. I can play a Timberwatch Elf now. Do I need the mana? I think I want the option of either like mana or Timberwatch Elf for next turn. So I think I'm going to attack. So I either get in 6 damage or they lose a bird. Just take it. Okay, I'll make him take 6. Then I'll play Priest of Titania. So I could have made him take 11, but not really worth it. Last turn. Let's see what they can do from here. Tank with the bird. Distant melody. Well, I can't see myself not killing them at this point. Alright, what do we got? That's fine. So I'll tap this. Try and Hunt Master. The counterspell that. Yeah. Like, I probably had lethal. So if I don't attack, like, or they might have a snap. That was my only concern. So I'm better off just, like, dumping everything out of my hand. Okay, then we untap this one. And then we blue. We draw 7 cards. Timber Watch Elf doesn't have a... You'd think it should be a warrior, right? Look at it all. Okay. The options. Is it just play another Timber Watch Elf? Into a pile of 1-drops, I think, is what I'm going to do. I could play the other Timber Watch Elf, but I'd rather just sort of go wide and then, like, I've got 3. I don't need 4. And then we play Well-Wisher. And then we... I'll keep the flying blocker up. Let's play Findorn Hells. Then I'll tank the Birch Law, kill one of the birds. And then attack with everything bar the Timber Watch Elves. And they shouldn't have enough birds. Take 12. Down to 2. Can't even use your deep analysis now. Yeah, I didn't think they would come back from that one. Alright. 2-0. Christmas time. Christmas time everywhere. Okay. Under round 3. Alright, round 3 versus Labro Nico. Interesting. It's a little slow. Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll see. We'll see how this one goes. I'm not entirely sure, like, what matchup this sort of hand is good against, but, like, it's decently aggressive. Maybe not. Maybe it's a bit too slow. I'm playing a 1/1 on turn 2. Glitters. Okay. Oh, we'll see. If I draw a minor dork, I'm gonna go like that plus mana dork. If not, I might just play the Timber Watch Elf. Yeah, I'll just play the Timber Watch Elf. Blast. Yeah, sure. Inspector. Rockmite. 2 cards left. Also 1 card left. And glitters. Sure. I can try and chump block that for days if I... Okay, well... Maybe I did need to hit a mana dork. Blast. Ginger Brute's fine. Okay, I think I've got to actually block this, just because it gives me more turns. Okay, this was a very not great hand to keep against this kind of deck. So I think I'm gonna Vanguard into Nettle Sentinel. I think I'm Vanguard. I'm Vanguard into Llanowar Elves. So then I can Huntmaster Sentinel. Yeah, okay. Well, that makes it easier to know what happens. Well, okay. So we bring in the Artifact Hate. We'll take out Well-Wisher. One Nettle Sentinel. One Distant Melody. We have a Masked Vandal. We've got Mana Dorks. This should be okay. This one's a little bit more interesting than Glitters because they've got interaction. Or than normal blue-white Glitters. So blue-white Glitters I feel like we got a decent-ish matchup against, but this one, because they have Galvanic Blast to pick off the relevant elves, it's not as favorable. Bring back Ornithopter. Replay Ornithopter. Yep. Land. It's just Vanguard. I hope I don't get glittered. If I do, I might actually have to Winding Wave for a land, so I can get a creature in the graveyard to Masked Vandal. Okay, so now we can Vanguard into Sentinel. That was a good draw. What you got? Glitters? Yep. Blast the Sentinel? Yep. Attack me. That's cool. They might have another glitters, which could be a problem. But I feel like I'm on a good enough clock that it should matter. Okay, maybe not anymore. I guess I just play Timber Watch Elf. It's the thing that makes it most lethal. Attack for 5. And then they need a removal spell for the Timber Watch Elf. Actually, I don't know what they can do to save themselves here. Because Glitters doesn't even kill me. It has to be like Glitters plus Galvanic Blast, I think. Yep, cool. So... yeah, I think Distant Melody is going to be too hard to resolve. So I'm happy enough with the artifact removal package. So maybe just bring in a Well-Wisher as well. Because that might be able to let me live. Like, Scattershot Archer could be okay against the Glinthawks. But this will do. Nothing else, at least this round will end nice and quickly. I mean, Gleeful Sabotage is pretty good. I'll keep. And they keep mulliganing, so that's good. So I've got to hope that this Fendhorn Elves lives. Yeah. So Fendhorn. Then we query into Vanguard. Okay. Sure. So, query into Vanguard plus Birchlaw. Probably keep the Vanguard. I think I need a Ranger. So I'll just play Jaspara. And then I can sabotage both the Glitters and the Great Furnace. Or maybe the Ancient Den. I think I've got to block it. So I don't think I need the Birchlaw anymore. So... cast with Conspire. To kill this and We'll tap these two. Sure. And we'll kill this Ancient Den. Cut some off a color. And then we just play another Vanguard. And hope they don't have a smash to dust or something. Attack a clue. Ooh. Quirion Ranger. Yeah, it's fair. It is helping me. It's giving me like 2 mana a turn. Jeez, okay. Yeah, take 1. Man, they had the interaction this game. So let's just Forest Cycle. Cast a Birch Law. Attack for 2. Okay. Tapping a red and I'm just like, surely it can't be the 4th Galvanic Blast. Alright, Winding Way. Hope there's no Rebuke. Oh, well, can't be a Rebuke anyway. That's pretty good. I will play Quirion. And then I could just play Masked Vandal. And get rid of the white source, which seems pretty decent. Even though it stops me from doing 4 damage. I could have, like, untap and attack with it. Yep. Ooh. Thoughtcast, okay. And another white, okay. That's a good card. So let's attack with these. Like, I probably could have... Oh. Probably could have played the Quirion Ranger. Get the extra damage in. Alright, they need the Galv Blast to be able to kill the Timberwatch Elf, otherwise they're just dead. No, okay. Well, they're just dead. Sweet. Alright. 3-0. The Artifact Hate got there. Even though they found all their interaction spells. I guess I found my 1 interaction spell I needed. I think they probably misplayed putting the glitters on the Thraben Inspector. I think they should have tried to, like, get it on a flyer or a gingerbread or something. Anyway, not complaining. Three zip. Let's keep going. Alright, round 4 versus Kid Renan. Uh, hmm. This is fine. Like, the Well-Wisher buys us some time. So, we'll go the aggressive route. We'll start with the 2-2. Ponza. Alright, well, we kept the right hand for Ponza. Probably should have attacked first, but it shouldn't really matter. So as long as I don't hit a breath weapon, I think we're fine. Just attack. I'll play a Well-Wisher. I feel like if they're going to have a breath weapon, they're going to do it now. Jewel Thief, okay. I didn't want to like commit everything, but I don't think they actually run up main. They might run 2. Okay, that's a good card. Yeah, let's just do that now. Always yes. Okay, that's good. So now we can try and go wide and tall. So guess I just Hunt Master into Jaspera. Just gain some life. If they got a, oh, if they had a Scred, they would have. Yeah, Pitching Hunter's fine. That does nothing. I'll try and pinch the initiative anyway. So I'll just attack with these. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? But I don't want to lose them too, so I'll attack with these. I take 3. I get a forest. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll just tap this. And hopefully that's enough to kill them next turn, even if they hit a removal spell for the Timberwatch Elf. Sure. Just throw a pile of things under the bus. Now they've got one less blocker. Let's go Forge. So even if they do manage to survive this attack, yeah. So let's say I tag with everything, they block this one, and they scred whatever I... So they, yeah, block this one, scred this one. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I lead the Stampede anyway. Into... Yeah, okay. Oh, I was gonna hit a Quirion, so they were definitely just dead. So... Don't think we need to Well-Wisher. We just need to survive the sweepers if they come. I guess this is fine. Visionary. Ooh. Okay. That makes things slightly more interesting. So now I've got up... So now I keep up the blue. Yeah, tap. Sure. Okay. Now I've got 2 of them. Well, let's Sentinel. Okay, so now the Vanguard's going to live even if they have a breath weapon. Creature. Alright, well, he's hoping that I don't get breath weaponed. Even if I do, I still got I'll have a 4/4. So I'll untap them. Play another Vanguard. Attack for 5. Could just pass. Yeah, no, I'll take for 5. Because I could, like, Hydro, untap something, Hydro again on their turn. And the only problem with a Christmas League is that a lot of people have just been really slow rolling, distracted by other things, probably. Sure. Is there a scred? There's the breath weapon. Okay, so now I've got to do this. Counter target spell if it's red. So now if they got another one, that's a bit rough. Whoops. It took so long I was F6'd, and I could have countered that by returning it with a Quirion Ranger. Ah well. Yeah, they gave up anyway. Okay, sweet. So I was just going to lead the Stampede, which would have got me a complete whiff. I don't know, the game bugged out. So, yeah, Elves land destruction is relatively straightforward. Like, breath weapon's the only thing you got to worry about, but if you bring in a pile of Hydroblasts and draw it along with a blue source, you should be fine. So, woo, 4-0. Come on, I got a 4-0 with Turbo Fog last time and I couldn't convert it. Let's see if we can convert it with the Christmas. Come on, please be a Christmas miracle. All right, playing for the 5-0, episode 2. We're on Elves versus Pedra Stone. Yes, I'd like to go first. And just, alright, this is fine. So we will Jespera and pass. What are we up against? Black. Black is not a good sign. Let's get a forest. Play a birch law. And then I'm just gonna pass. And I'm gonna cycle this to Vanguard. It's a double Vanguard, actually. And hopefully they're not running, what do you call it? Well, Fumes is gonna hurt no matter what, but, Echoing Decay. Vanguard. Into Vanguard. And I could have tapped the Vanguard and could have done 1 damage. Oh well. Dark Ritual. Mystic, okay. That might be hard to get around. And these ones for the Well-Wisher. Into Vindhorn. Snuff me out. Yep. Okay. And the Well-Wisher, okay. Alright, well, now we're in a bit of trouble. They've got counterspell up. I need another elf. Just pass. There's no point. Yep. And I think that pretty much kills me. So Murmuring Mystic pretty much just single-handedly kills me. And then they get to bring in some more sweepers. For round... Yeah, okay. Well, actually, we'll see if they have the counterspell. Yep, alright. Yeah. I can't outrace the birds. Alright, well... Well-Wisher isn't great. Bring in Dispel. And... don't think the Archer's... Maybe... Is the Archer worth it just for Murmuring Mystic? I don't know. Don't think so. I think I'm better off just trying to, like, keep my creatures alive. Ugh. I can't keep this. What a way to go. Sure, I can keep this one. I've got to keep that. So, I guess I... Oh man, I don't even have enough. Okay, well, this is just gonna end poorly no matter what I do, right? Well, at least it gets me my second land I need. Sure. Sure. Priest into... If they've got... That's not good anyway. Like, if they've got fumes, then I'm dead anyway. I needed to resolve that. I can't. I just can't. No. I don't even really want to try, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, okay. I can't. Just can't do it. Just the mulligan. Yeah, I wasn't drawing any out of that anyway. And there's a point where you know where you're defeated. So we tried. That was a very quick loss when we were playing for the 5-0, but oh well. 4-1. Can't complain. Played against the one black deck we played against, we got completely hammered by because of 2 snuff outs. So we'll wrap this thing up. Okay, so the deck worked pretty well. Went 4-1. Good time for Christmas. We beat Land Destruction, which is favorable. We beat Mono Blue, which is favorable. We beat Glitters, which is 50-50. the red one, so they had actually interactions, so that was harder. We played Caw Gates, which I think is pretty favorable, and we played against blue-black Fae, which is not great. If I knew they were Fae, I probably would have brought in the Scattershot Archer, but I thought they were controls, so we only get to 5. Well, we didn't hit any card advantage game 1, and then game 2 we mulliganed to 5 and didn't draw anything relevant. So deck's pretty good. Good in a heavy blue meta. So if there's a lot of mono blue Terra, I think this is like your best bet. Just if you see any gardens, run away scared. Not much else to say. I think I covered most of it in the intro, where like what flex slots. Like I think the flex slots I had were fine. Like maybe I should have 2 Dispel instead of 2 Well-Wisher. I'm not too sure. But when the deck works, the deck works. I can't really argue. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good New Year, and we'll see you in the next year with some more Pauper content. Thanks everyone for watching. It's been a heck of a year. I didn't think I don't know why people keep watching this stuff. I have no idea why. I still feel like it's a boring slog, but people seem to keep watching it, so I'll keep making it for you. So thank you very much for everyone who's watched or commented and whatever, and I appreciate you all, and I hope you all have a good 2024, and I'll keep pumping out YouTube videos for all of you. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you next time.